Well, after a 5-2 series opening victory on Wednesday night, the Rapid City Rush take on the Idaho Steelheads in Game 2 tonight at Idaho Central Arena in Boise. Scott Burt joining us, Rush head coach and GM on the bench. You are just putting yourself through a workout here. Sweet 16 on Wednesday. What's a mountain that you did today on Friday?
Yeah, well, I have my players that are on the IR or come off the IR or any kind of injury stuff. In order to play, they have to pass the mountain test. And the mountain test is from the goal line to the blue line, back to the goal line, to the red line, goal line, blue line, goal line, all the way down and all the way back to the goal line where they started. It's got to be under 45 seconds. And that's for them to come back off IR to play. It's been a rule of mine for a long time. Matter of fact, if a player doesn't pass it, they get the next day to pass it. And with the backing, even in Calgary, we've had some players not play the next day or the next game, and that's due to the fact they have to pass this test. It's just something that I've always had, and players look forward to it. They actually test themselves for this, so even the players that didn't travel, I was getting text messages say, "Hey, Birdie, I'm under 45 seconds." So that's good. They have to do it when I'm around. But today, for me, just trying to get myself back, I was 54, so I wouldn't be able to play tonight.
So you're 9 seconds away from being able to play at age 47.
Yeah, I will continue to do this until I can get to 45.
Well, a 5-2 win on Wednesday, identical 5-2 wins. You've won back-to-back games. Seems like, again, like on the Saturday against KC, a lot of really good things for you. Matt Radomski was incredible again. Offense matching a season-high 5 goals. Special teams won the day as well. He scored at a lot of different manpower situations. You've seen the video. You watched a lot of video yesterday on the off day. What'd you take away from 5-2 win on Wednesday?
Well, you know what? We gave Rads too much work. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot in the first period. 8 minutes we were killing. That's tough on guys, both that are killing penalties, but guys that aren't killing, and maybe our power play regular shift guys, due to the fact that they're sitting there getting a little cold, so they got to continue to keep their mind into the game. But I thought our special teams was really good, and I continue to use the word trend. We've been trending. If you go back and everyone talks about our record, you know what? But it's a process to get to where we are. It's a process to get to the next level. And, if you're a true fan, you understand that we lost 6 one-goal games. OT, a couple shootout ones, so those are the skill sides. But we've been playing good hockey. And, for the first few games, it's unfortunate we haven't, put the puck in the back of the net. But the guys are starting to play a little bit more freely, and they're starting to get the feel. So, and it's been good.
And to that point, you mentioned during training camp that this team might be seen as underdogs, and you wanted to embrace that role. Going into Wednesday's morning skate, this team is 1-6-3 going into the week, and yet you wouldn't know that whatsoever by the way they acted in skate, on the ice during the game. Where does that come from? Do they like being underdogs here in this role?
Well, I think that's the best. Position to go into a fight, right? Is maybe a team takes it a little bit too lightly, and they look at the record and they don't understand how well we've been playing. I've said this right from the get-go. The guys like each other in the dressing room, and they believe in each other. Yeah, we've gone through a tough stretch, but I'd rather go through that earlier than later. But the guys are continuing to work themselves out of it, and they've been playing good hockey.
Matt Radomski, going back to him, 47 saves, one of the best games of his Rush career and pro career for that matter. You said win the net, you stay in the net. How has he been able to do it these last 2 games?
Well, it is. It's tough on all 3 goalies, with Murph and Rads and Proper. But, that's – I kind of said that. We got a little trouble there. I said, if you win, you stay in. And all 3 goals understand that. They challenge themselves. They push each other in practice. Rads has won the last 2. He'll go again tonight. And we'll just go from that. We have 3 capable goalies. We have 3 really good goalies. And it's hard to find a way to get all 3 guys into the net, right? So the only way that I know that is if you win, you stay in, and it's the next man up mentality.
Didn't even mention at the start Brett Davis's hat trick. First multi-goal game as a Rush player and his first pro hat trick. Coming off a couple of games on bereavement list, back with his family, he had to have been excited, right, to come back. And what'd you see out of him?
Yeah, he was shooting Texas to me right after every game. He wants to be a part of it. I think he's one of the guys that I mentioned earlier that maybe we're gripping their stick a little bit too tightly. And finally, when you get one, you kind of get loose a little bit, right? And he got his 2 and he got his 3 on an empty netter, which was a great play by Mo behind the net, but it started out with a forecheck. And that's just the systematic play and the posture that the guys have been in, and they continue to believe and they continue to dial in. Good things happen when you shoot the puck. Good things happen when you get to the net, and he did that day. or on Wednesday, and we had some really good performances from some guys. So, like again, you score a goal, and it's almost like the weight is lifted off your shoulders. You win a game, it's double lifted off your shoulders. So now we know where we are. We want to be underdogs every series we go into. We want to win the week, but for us, it's continuing to play the right way and continue to stick with the process.
And to that point, you guys hadn't scored first until yesterday. You scored the first 3 goals of the game. You're playing in the lead for 51 minutes of the game. How much of a relief and a confidence builder was that for the bench?
Well, it is. And then you rewind a little bit and you look at how many rookies we have on our team. I mean, we have, I think it's 13, 14 first-year pro players, right? So it's going to take a little bit of time. And, as much as everyone's rush, it's a process to get to the end, right? You're not sprinting. It's a long series. You sprint for the first little bit, you're tiring yourselves out. So not that we haven't, but the guys are continuing to stick with it and continue to play the right way. And if they do that, good things happen. So we'll see what kind of effort we get tonight.
Jack Jeffers was a big part of your penalty kill, too. You mentioned the PK earlier. Him coming off a couple of weeks off as well. How big was he in last night's effort?
Well, now we're getting a full lineup where we're actually slotting guys into where they should be. I'm very happy with our first 4 lines that we have. With the guys coming in, the guys maybe coming off the IR, it's really balancing out our 4 lines. We're not afraid to throw out our 4th line, and I don't even know if I want to call it a 4th line with Jeffers, Bernie, and Boyks to play against top lines, and that's what you want. You want balance throughout your lineup. We have 6 solid D, we have 4 solid lines, and 3 solid goalies. So that's what we want. That's what we've been working for, and it's finally coming true.
Have you noticed Jeffers and Bykoff look very much the same? Just one's a lefty, one's a righty?
No, until you mentioned that yesterday to me. But I'll have to relook at those guys. I think it's the mustache they got going.
It definitely is. All right, yeah, so one last thing. Yesterday, Boise State played a game here earlier. I know we've got a bunch of Steelhead legends in the building, including yourself, formerly. Got to see an old friend coach the BSU team, right?
Yeah, Daryl Hay, old teammate of mine, won a couple cups together as a coach of BSU, and it was good. They asked myself and Peter come down and say a few words to his team, and I recognize a few of the guys that are on BSU from just doing hockey schools and being around this area. My time here. So it was good to go see those guys. It was good to see guys in the stands, Cal Ingerham, Blair Allison, Jeremy Millimuck, guys that continue to support. The Treasure Valley is a beautiful area to be in, and what's crazy is a lot of players that have played here or come through here ended up staying here, either getting married or finding jobs, and it's the people you meet along the way. And there's a lot of familiar faces last night at the BSU game, and I'm sure we're going to see a few more tonight and Saturday.
Birdie, thanks so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.